The Good Old Days is a modern retro throwback of a Metroidvania to the glory days of the year 19XX. And we have a very solid game for fans looking for a challenging and not so time-consuming Metroidvania. We play as Sean, who is a leader of the local rapscallion group of boys known as the Noogies. When his father disappears and leaves him with a $30,000 debt, which is by 19XX standards, so it's worth even more today, it is up to him to collect the money, save his friends from the debt collector, and maybe learn a little bit about life and friendship along the way. Our structure in this one is a very kind of lax take on the time loop Metroidvania. You have exactly 24 hours to get $30,000 in order to beat the game. Now, how you get that money is entirely up to you. You'll be able to complete little side quests and minigames, or just find treasure in the surprisingly sprawling underground underneath Sean's home. The general platforming here is going to be like a very light physics base. Basically, however or whatever you're standing on when you jump will affect your trajectory. And it can lead to some like little bit of oddness here and there that I'll come back to in a few minutes. Our play is that while you can get the 30,000 any way that you can, your ultimate goal is to find your 4 friends and any additional items and tools that will aid you. Each buddy has their own stats when it comes to doing damage, moving, and jumping, as well as some kind of ability that will let them get past an environmental hazard. The level design in the Good Old Days is very dense and layered. There are multiple shortcuts, secrets, and alternative paths all throughout the game's main areas. And this was done based or in design with the time loop element. When you beat the game, win or lose, when you restart, all the items that you found remain persistent. The different items are designed to allow you to get around various environmental hazards. This in turn will allow you to access areas earlier than you would otherwise. It will even allow you in some cases just skip an entire level just to get to the next one. So with these items, it will let you get to your friends faster, which means you'll be able to explore more, which will then let you get more money, and so on and so forth. As a good case in point, the first playthrough that we did on stream, it took me about almost an hour to an hour and 15 minutes, maybe a little bit more, to get the 30,000. On my second playthrough, with all the items that we accumulate and the faster route, we got 20,000 in about 30 minutes. And the game features multiple endings, based on how much money you found, did you complete any side objectives, did you find old friends, and you get the picture. So this is a very more relaxed take on the time loop style. When you die, you simply get 3 minutes added to your time, rather than completely losing the loop. And it felt very good to play, and there's a lot here. And unlike some of the other games that we've looked at that kind of go the time loop route, it's not going to be as strict if you're going for, the one perfect loop play. Now with that said, the jumping, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, feels a little bit off in places, and this has to also impact some of the more trickier jumps, as well as the sequence breaking. The Good Old Days is a very sequence break heavy title. Not only do you have the multiple routes and shortcuts you can uncover, but there's also additional tech you can make use of. The most notable one is being able to jump off your bomb when you place it below you in the air. Now this felt very janky because if you are moving ever so slightly when you jump, it doesn't recognize that you're on the bomb, even if it's below your feet, and you'll just fall and not make the jump. The easiest way I found to make the bomb jump work is to hold down when you're pressing the bomb button and then jumping at almost the same time. It's a little tricky to do. You have to kind of get into the feeling of it. But when you do that, how this game opens up. With the persistent aspect, I would have appreciated if the map comes with you. When you start playing, you only get a blob of each area. You can't see where any of the treasures are or any of the kind of special items, and you have to find a map in each zone that will reveal the area. But when you restart, the map and its location will go back to being hidden. And I would have liked that to be like another avenue. Maybe it will be unlocked as we get later in, I don't know. And one other issue that is a little bit weird is that I noticed cases where it would not let me place a bomb down while I was in the air. Like if a foreground object was like blocking it from being placed, even if that foreground object is just like a piece of like environmental detail. And I don't know if that was a bug or a feature, but it kept coming up throughout the game. But with that said, this is a very solid Metroidvania. If you like kind of the aspect of speedrunning and sequence breaking, I would definitely give this one a play. I want to kind of go through more of it to see like if there's any real differences as you go for some of the more advanced endings. So with that, The Good Old Days was played with a press key. Let me tickle your game for a future stream and video. Does not involve time loops, Vanias, or The Good Old Days. Be sure to get in touch. We did play this one. I'm curious what you thought of it, as this is this kind of design that I feel can be a little bit polarizing with all the kind of secrets and sequence breaking that go with it. But with that, be sure to come back for more discussions and more videos coming real soon on the channel. Thanks for watching, and a special thank you to our Patreon supporters. If you enjoyed the video, do the YouTubing stuff, be sure to visit our Discord and Patreon, and you're interested in more in my thoughts on design, check out my game design books.